That's right. This drill is the drill that will pierce the heavens. How's it going, everybody? How are we doing? It's hump day. It's Wednesday. These are my hands, my beautiful, dainty little gamer raccoon hands. How's it going? How's everybody doing? It's been like a week. It's hand day. You're goddamn right. It's hand day. Listen, for any of you who are into that fetish, you're in luck. I don't know. I got nothing to say. It's been like since a week since my last stream because I was busy at PAX. Not my thing. Perfect. I don't have to worry about it getting weird. Yeah, I was at PAX West this whole past week. And I should say Friday through Monday in theory. And it was a lot of fun. There were a lot of things to see. I was, kind of just prepping my gamer ass for Silksong, which we're gonna get to on Friday. Should be exciting. I might or might not be pushing that a little bit later. Due to a commitment that I forgot about when I wrote my schedule at 11. I theoretically have time, but it might be pushing it a little tight. So yeah, anyway, it is what it is. How's everybody been doing? Did you forget about me? Clearly not if you're here. But yeah, how's your weekend been? Who's excited for Silksong? Who among us started up a fresh save file of Hollow Knight last night or within the past week? Because I did. I started one up on Monday, I think, and I'm basically beating it. Mi senor! Literally eating breakfast right now. Yeah, Dashi, that is how time zones work. That's true. You know what, Dashi? You should just pimp me out to all of the Japanese people. I'm at a great time for morning stream for JP. You know what? Get on it. What are you having for breakfast though? I've been having breakfast bagels. I was debating when to stream. There you go. I have been eating breakfast bagels more often recently. Not often, but the bagel place near me is like really good. They're really good. So I've been sort of like, you know what? It's breakfast bagel today. Of course, when I say breakfast, I mean like noon or 1. I wasn't sure if I could while being here, but my Wi-Fi speed in the dorm is actually really good. Oh yeah, Japan has amazing internet. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Ain't no way. Melon pon and matcha latte, let's go. Homemade is better though. Only if the bagel is actually homemade, because these are like good bagels. These aren't like store bagels. These are like good, they make them themselves bagels. They're custom bagels. So the like their bagel sandwiches are actually like really good, like way better than bagels you can buy in the grocery store here. So yeah. Also, actually though, because it's not like fast food breakfast bagel, like the egg is freshly fried and like the bacon or sausage is fresh, like it's all fresh. So actually, like legitimately, I actually don't think I could make a breakfast bagel as good as this myself. I actually don't think that I could. Now, with that comes some cost, right? It's not like these are $5 breakfast bagels, they're a little pricey, to be having something for breakfast. Certainly not every day, but it's kind of my breakfast and lunch all at the same time. And sometimes kind of my dinner too. It's just like one giant breakfast bagel that lasts me the whole day. That's the plan. Tonight, by the way, we're cracking into the Bellingham Cider Pog, aka pineapple orange guava. My little pog. Started a new Hollow Knight save before the Radiance already, and you beat Radiance already. I beat the 3, what do you call them? Or not beat, but like I am now through the like 3 mentor mask things. Beer stream, that's right. At least, well, alcohol stream, not beer. I don't drink beer. I don't like it. I'm a bitch like that. But we're drinking some Pog, so. Actually, that's a great segue because I had a cider like every day at lunch during the con because PAX West is actually in several buildings, several blocks away, because Seattle has like built a second convention center, you know, like a couple blocks away. And so there's like the main convention center, which they call Arch. And then there's like the tabletop convention center that they call Summit. And so the Summit is like kind of out of the way and a lot fewer people go there. Yeah. And by the Summit, we found a really good like hot dog place that was just like a block away. It's attached to the Summit building on the ground floor, like in the far corner. And for how many people were at PAX, like literally tens of thousands of people, the longest line we had to wait at this hot dog place was 3 people. And most of the time we just walked straight up and ordered. They were really good hot dogs. They were really affordable, and they had beer and cider, and it was a really nice, like Marionberry cider. So we just were like, what if we just ate beer and hot dogs for lunch every day of the con? Because it's like, it's close and there's no line. Because everywhere else, you grit those teeth. Everywhere else at the con, I have to be careful. I am contained on all sides whenever I do a Handcam stream by like stuff for the stream over here, keyboard over here instead of where it should be right here, and then like drinks over here, and then like I like literally can't move, and so me doing like punching hand gestures, I almost knocked over my cider. Anyway, you'll have to try that whenever you come out next. Yeah, it was nice. They were good dogs, and like I said, they had a nice cider, some nice beers, and so it was very much just like pop in, because they had a bunch of food trucks out there, and the food trucks had like 30 people in line at every food truck. Like, it was insane, but also insane that we found, you know, a good, yeah, that hot dog stand ruled. You know, we found good hot dogs and some places to sit. They had a cute tripod dog, aka a dog with 3 legs, that belonged to the store, and so she was just there. She had her own Instagram page, and she was a sweetie that liked to come up and beg for food and pets and everything. So yeah, it was good. It was easy. It was good. And so I ate more hot dogs this weekend than I've eaten in the last year, like straight up. The lunch cider and then the hot dog. Yeah, right? Yeah, anyway, they were good. It was good times. But yeah, like, if you've never been to PAX, there's a lot of people at PAX. Like, it's a big con, and this year is the first time I've been to PAX since 2019, right? Since the pandemic. And it's definitely smaller than it was, but it's not small. It is very, very crowded most of the time. And so getting food in any of the surrounding areas, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. And there is no food in the venue. Well, that's not true. There's like shitty little what would I call it? It's kind of like stadium food. You know what I mean? Like the food court stadium, where there's like a little inbuilt, like, pick up chips and drinks and like a mini pizza or whatever. Yeah, several of the big restaurants have gone under. That's true too. That's true too. But yeah, anyway, it was fine. It was fine. But yeah, the amount of hot dogs, off the charts. For us anyway. But yeah, so there were a lot of people. Now Opt is here, as you might have been able to guess. So my mod was in town, and he actually suggested something that I didn't really know existed, which is that there's a phone app where you can basically pre-reserve parking for an extended period of time, and that's really helpful for PAX, because downtown Seattle parking sucks ass, and when you have tens of thousands of nerds descending on one building, finding parking consistently also sucks ass. And so I was able to reserve a spot maybe 3 blocks away from the convention center and just pull in every day and just hold my phone up. Except. Okay, listen. It's an underground parking lot, so it's like deep underground. And I pulled up the app as soon as I started like turning in so that I would have it ready. And by the time, one of the days, by the time I got down around like into the area where you like scan it and have the gate, by the time I got down there, I pulled up my phone and the phone app was giving me a fucking ad for them to like sign me up for something else. And I was like, no, fuck you. And then when I clicked no, it like wanted me to sign back in when I'm 4 stories underground. And so I had to like sign back in order to get my QR code in order to get into the parking lot that I'd already paid for. And I was so fucking stressed out and tilted because it's busy downtown. Luckily, nobody was behind me. Like immediately I was able to actually get it up, but I was legitimately there for like, I don't know, at least 3 or 4 minutes, just stopped at the gate because my fucking phone lost signal and the app tried to advertise to me. So after that, I just took a screenshot of my QR code so that I could just do it without the internet. But I was like, no, this is bad app design. This is a bad user experience, brother. They begged me for a review, you know, and I was like, okay, listen, parking lot, great. The app, listen, app, you fucking up. You fucked up. So anyway, but other than that, though, it was actually really convenient to be close to the convention hall and be able to just go to the same place every day and not have to try and battle around between all these streets and all these like different one-way streets and like whether or not the parking's full and checking the price and all that stuff. So it's not an app I'm going to use very often, but it's good to have. It's a good tool to have, you know, in your arsenal. So it was pretty convenient. But that takes us to our next problem. So traditionally, PAX has had like 6 or 7 different entrances to the main hall. Okay, Dashi. Wait, Dashi. Wait. Just 1 second. I want to show you the coolest dice that I just got. I'm just going to speed run it. Yeah. I know, right? I'll show it off again later, but I wanted to show you before you were gone. Revolver, what? Each of the bullet is a different die, yes, indicated by the number on it. D4, D6, D8, D10, percentile, D12, and D20. Holy! Who made it? I got it from Lethal Shadows. Playing as, yeah, I know, right? I'll bring this back out later for when other guests arrive. This is by far the coolest piece of merch that I got this whole con. So I wanted to show you before you like disappeared into the Shadow Realm. But you can indeed, you could just roll it like that if you wanted to. And they are like rolling bullet dice. But you can also take them and just roll them by hand, of course. But like the sound of this bitch just like spinning is so satisfying. I love it. Emptying, yeah. 8, 10. Now, of course, you can order them in any order that you want. I, of course, am being slightly anal about it and doing them, in ascending order, but yeah. Hey. The sounds, I know. You can't hear it super well when it's under the camera, but if I move it back here. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. I can't stop. I've been having so much fun with this shit. There's some sexy dice. Anyway, all right, I'll let you go on your way. Chat, you're gonna get a second round of this later. There you go, baby. Revolver silver. Yes, indeed. It's good. I know. Also, as good gun safety, there is a safety here so that it won't open. So there is a safety So that it doesn't like spill out in your luggage or something. Reminds me of Cowboy Bebop. Hell yeah. Yeah, when I put the safety on my dice, exactly. It's so smooth. It's so good. Anyway, you have my permission to leave now. Oh yeah. Anyway, we'll be pulling that out later in more detail for chat to inspect, but I wanted to show Aeon before she left, or I mean Dashi before she left. Anyway, so in the past, PAX has had like a half dozen entrances that you could go into any of them, and this year I found out that they closed all but one entrance because I walked out of my car and walked up several blocks and then went into one of the back entrances and it was locked, and they were like, no, no. And I was like, fuck, okay. And so if this is the building, I went like here, and I knew that in past years, what was obviously the main entrance was right here. So I was like, okay. So I walk down a block or two, walk over here. This is also not the entrance this year. So then I had to follow signs where I walked up, went through a tunnel, and learned that it was right here when I had tried to enter right here, but I had entered like a floor above it, and I had to go down by where the freeway is and like into an underground tunnel. It was the most hidden ass location for the main entrance. It was so stupid. The only reason I can think that they did that is so that they wouldn't crowd the like primary street, because that street, nobody walks on that street ever. And so I was so tilted from like walking uphill from my parking and then walking literally 95% of the building, because I started right next to the entrance but at a different one and then went the whole way around again. It was so dumb. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. Their signs weren't great. Like ideally their signs would have been like entrance that way instead of no signs, and then you get here and then it goes entrance that way. Motherfucker. Can you tell me something? You can certainly try. You can certainly try. What's up? You were at a con one time and I found this knight with armor made of Mountain Dew boxes. Oh my god. I love creative cosplays and things like that. That's so fucking sick. Which okay, listen, I gotta talk about the cosplays here in a minute. But yeah, I love it when people make like silly cosplays or like really creative cosplays, things like that. This year, there was one cosplay. You had to pick with him? Hell yeah. Reminds me of the Amazon Prime Optimus Prime. Oh my god. That sounds legendary. There was one cosplay this year that was bar none the most common cosplay. And that cosplay, as you might imagine once you hear it, was the baguette costume for Expedition 33. Because like, first of all, Expedition 33, amazing game, like took everyone by storm. Most people agree it deserves Game of the Year. But second of all, if you're going to cosplay, it is one of the most accessible cosplays that you can do, because it's like a striped shirt and a red beret and black pants, and that's the outfit. And then bonus points if you can get a, you know, a baguette. There were so many French people walking around this con. It was actually wild. It was really funny. There were so many. And like every one of them would like tip their hat at you. And cause spoilers, Opt and Mrs. Opt were wearing that cosplay as well. And so the number of either one, for those who come after lines that were exchanged, or two, why is everybody dressed like a French person? There were tons of people that did not get the reference and were just like, why are there all these French people at this con? Like, what the fuck is happening? But it was a lot of fun. There were so many baguettes, so many. Fantastic, lovely, very fun community. Everybody was like super into it. You know, everybody was just having a good time with it. There were a handful of other Expedition 33 cosplays that were not baguette. They were just regular, that were like really well made as well. But the baguettes were so, like, they stood out so much with this bright red beret, you know? Yeah, you went to Simone and your friend is Kamina. Did you wear shirts? Because, like, listen, lore accurate. Lore accurate, no shirt, homies. Also, though, like, awesome. I'm a huge fan of Gurren Lagann. Like, no question about it. One of my favorite animes of all time. It's a GOAT. It stands up to the test of time. I honestly feel like I should just rewatch it because it's been ages. He had a cape and I was adult Simone. Oh, okay. Did you have the star glasses? That shit's so wacky. I mean, like, I love it, but also it's so silly. It's so silly, dude. Oh my goodness. You handmade them? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dude, any handmade cosplay is like huge aura points. Huge aura points. You did the same with your friend? Hell yeah. Now that I think about it, actually, it wouldn't be that hard to like make yourself some semi-functional plexiglass like sunglasses, given the modern availability of colored plexiglass that you can get. Like, I'm just trying to work through logistics of it. I think the hardest part would be getting to actually properly like attach to your face. You also made the outfit? Hell yeah. Anybody you can sew or do like crafting or anything like that is a fucking wizard to me. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I understand it in theory, but in practice, I'm just like, you're a wizard. Dude, using the machine is still art. So you're an artificer. Got it. Understood. Still magic, okay? I don't know. I find the idea of like 3D concepting to be like wildly difficult. And I'm super impressed by anybody. Even when you have a pattern, even still, like huge ups for you, okay? But anyway, yeah, tons of Expedition 33 cosplays, especially the baguette. I did see an Esquier with his big, like, what do you call those pants that like poof out? My baguette, yeah. Oh my god, a pedantic enforcer, yeah. So PAX, like any con, not any con, most cons has a weapon check for cosplayers where they parachute pants. That's the one where they will like put a little zip tie to indicate that they've checked it, that it's a safe prop rather than a real weapon that's meant to hurt somebody. And we were walking at one point and this enforcer was like, I know it's just kind of silly, but like, if you wouldn't mind, I would like to like check your peace bond, your baguette, because like it's a weapon. And we were just like, are you so fucking for real right now? Are you for real right now? It was very awkward and very dumb because it was a piece of foam that looked like a piece of bread. Like, brother, our bags were heavy enough to hurt somebody with. Those foam things were not going to hurt anybody. I don't know. Also, I think that this is the first time I've gone to PAX and it had a actual like metal detectors at the entrance, which to be honest worked really well. They clearly had them fine-tuned to accept a certain amount of metal nerd swag, because I never tripped it even though I had lots of metal on me. So taking a bite of it, I mean, it was foam. Hey Flo, how's it going? Doing good. We're talking about PAX. We're talking about how I went to PAX West and we had a lot of fun. Played a lot of board game, well, not a lot, played some board games. Truth be told, so if you've been to enough conventions, I find that at a certain point, most of the panels just start blending together, and it feels like you've kind of seen everything that you want to see out of most panels most of the time. Or at least that's how it is in my experience. So I don't really go to panels at cons anymore. I kind of just go to like be in the environment with other fans and creatives and interesting people and just check out what all the booths have. And then I'm kind of like, yeah. So I didn't go to any panels. There may have been one that I would have gone to if I had thought about it and planned it, but like, I don't care that much. Hey, Etta, how's it going? How you doing? I showed off a little bit the amazing dice roller that I posted in that Discord that you saw. How you doing, Etta? I spent a lot of time in tabletop free play this year because it's less crowded, it's less noisy, and it's I'm kind of also past the point where I want to wait in lines for video games. Like, hello, welcome in, Raiders. How are you doing? If you are not familiar with me, I'm Grybok, the digital vampire, the peak millennial gaming specimen. How are you doing, Nyla? I am talking about how I was at PAX West this past weekend, and we were talking about all the stuff that we did and how I spent a lot of time in tabletop. And since you're here right now, of course, thank you for trusting me with your community. And if you need to raid and run, absolutely A-okay. We all know that, you know, streaming is difficult, especially when you're playing a competitive game. Oh no, Nyla's Vaporeon? Ruh-roh. I think we all know what that means. It means that you are a very cool creature and, you know, you're water type. I'm going to show you the coolest purchase that I got at PAX, and that is a revolver dice set, or dice set. This is such a silly and impractical and yet amazing. I had to buy this. When I saw this, I had to buy it. Every die is the different size of die, and they are labeled on the back how many sides they are. So this is the D20, the D8, the D10, the percentile, and then they roll sideways like this. They are cylindrical dice that have the numbers. Hello, can you focus? Can you focus? Yeah, there you go. They have the numbers on them, so they will roll until they come to a rest, and then that's your number. Amazing for a gunslinger. Honestly, amazing for anybody. And the fidget potential of this, like, this is very well oiled. This will go for like quite a while off of a pretty anemic spin. Like, I did not spin this that hard, and it just keeps going. It's so smooth. The noises it makes are so satisfying. I'll put it up to the mic in just a second. Like, oh, my noise canceling is maybe you can hear it if I just speak quietly. Yeah. Oh, were you actually at PAX, Oni? I didn't realize. I thought you were just talking about it at a convention in general. Oh, you were at PAX? Is that what you're saying? Oh shit, how did you like it? That's awesome. Anyway, yes, thank you for the lurk. How much was it? I already forget. I think it was like 70 bucks. Aeon, can you just repost the link? Can you just repost the link? Was it your first time at PAX, Oni? Blazing Saddles? Holy shit. You can't do that in the year of our Lord 2025. Yeah, there you go. Okay. They had 4 styles, $80. Okay. Yeah. Still, honestly, like, this is heavy. This is heavy, by the way. This is at least like 2 or 3 pounds. Like, this is heavy. This is heavy duty. Like, this is real metal. Like, it's solid metal. It's heavy. So, you know, I think it's a reasonable price. I'm checking to see if they have anything on here. Anyway, they have a couple different sets. They have this. They have like a copper color set. Trigun. Yeah. They have one that looks kind of like a castle. And then I don't remember what the fourth one is, to be perfectly honest. Regardless, your girlfriend is Nia? Hell yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, I spent most of my time in tabletop. Who's the seller? It is a company, Lethal Shadows, which, spoilers, is where I spent most of my money this weekend. I bought a bunch of minis from them, and also this, actually 2 different dice sets. Okay, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Make sure to take care of yourself, Nyla, and I hope that you had fun streaming. And again, thank you for trusting your community with me. To Nyla's community, any of you who are still hanging around, I already said I'm Grybach. I tend to do a lot of chatting streams. We do the occasional hand cam stream like this, or something like cooking or miniature model painting. And then I also play a lot of Souls-likes, Metroidvanias, or general action RPGs. So for example, we're going to be playing Silksong Friday. We're gonna play Silksong on Friday. Listen, I don't play Overwatch that much. I do sometimes though. So anyway, we tend to be pretty chill vibes. So if you enjoy sort of some like chill Souls content where I, tend to not rage out, we just, it's a learning experience. We can analyze what went wrong and why I died, and I can play them so that you don't have to. Your friend's girl one is Yoko? Oh my god, you were a full posse. That's incredible. Have you been to PAX before, Oni? Or was this your first one? Oops. It's your first, so you had to go big? Did you travel for it? I mean, you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. For, I guess, the doxability reasons, but, like, did you have to fly in, or were you in, like, driving distance? Because I'm lucky. I'm in driving distance of Seattle, so... From Canada? Oh, okay, sick. Yeah, maybe from BC. Yeah, fair enough. Very sick. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope our border agents didn't give you too much of a hard time, because I know that our border agents are dicks. They're the worst. You're moving to Cali soon? Ooh, that's cool. California is pretty nice. I'm a big fan of like kind of, the whole West Coast, the whole Cascadia region, if we're being completely honest. We tend to have pretty chill folks, and it's pretty easy to get along, I think, with anybody that's from like Vancouver to anywhere in like the Seattle area to the Portland area to like most of California. I feel like we can get along pretty easily. So hopefully you had a fun time in our fair state. You also had pretty good weather. I feel like PAX tricks a lot of people into thinking that our weather is better than it is, because it's usually towards the end of summer where it's in like the high 70s, low 80s and no rain and few clouds. That's not correct. That is incorrect. Okay, that is 2 months of the year. The rest of the year is gray the whole time. It's always cold in Canada. Yeah, I mean, that tracks. Welcome back, Sir Nibbit, for 32 months. Holy shit, brother. The passage of time is ever moving onward. Thank you so much for your support. And check out this amazing dice roller that I got that is a fucking revolver. I'm just gonna keep saying it because it's by far the coolest thing that I've seen in ages. I've been playing with this so much the past couple days, okay? Like, I can't stop. It's so fun. Amazing. Also, another thing that was there in tabletop was so tabletop had a lot of both you could check out games and also bring games, but they also had most of the tabletop merchandise vendors, right? So most of the dice sellers, most of the accessory sellers, people selling their own tabletop games. Who has the metal fusion Beyblades? Not me, brother. And so there was lots of fun stuff there to look at and purchase. One of the things that they had, Edda, thank you so much for the 1 month subscription. What a legend. You've subscribed for 3 months in a row. That's almost a quarter of a year. Thank you, Edda. I appreciate the support. I hope you are having fun here. You know what, Edda? You're going to like a lot of this stream because it's all tabletop. It's all tabletop all the time. I didn't buy shit that wasn't from the tabletop section, okay? What I was going to say, though, was they had some dice vaults, which a dice vault is like a wood or plastic or metal container that you open up and hold dice in. It's definitely sort of a, what would I call it? Like a luxury dice accessory. Okay. There was one that had dice vaults that all looked like Simpsons donuts. They were like big, bright, sparkly glazed donuts. And then you opened them up and they had dice in them. And I mean, maybe you saw me, Oni. I was standing frequently with a pair of expeditioners from Expedition 33. So if you ever saw a couple that, you know, were both wielding baguettes, we had a Gustav and a Lune, and then just some guy, just some white dude, you know, standing there. You may have seen me, you know, who could say? Those red hats were a beacon. Anyway, the donut dice vaults were really good looking. They were really expensive. Like, and I get it. Because they're handmade, you know, they probably carve them themselves. But when this costs $80 and one of those donut dice vaults costs $140, I was like, brother, I am buying a metal heavy ass revolver of dice any day. Should have been a Gestrel. I should have been a Gestrel. I saw at least 2 different Gestrels there. 3, if you count Minoko. I saw 1 Minoko and 2 regular Gestrels. Yeah, there were a lot of expeditioners. I definitely should have done that, but I didn't. But I didn't. So that would have been a good cosplay, though. Anyway, you have a metal revolver prop? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. So at PAX, they also had several of the mocap actors for Expedition 33. And so Opt went to the unofficial well, not unofficial, but the cosplay meetup, and then 3 of the mocap actors went, and it was really funny because basically one woman did Mael, and then one woman did literally 95% of the other female characters for mocap. It was like, okay, if you want to meet the mocap actor for Mael, she's here. If you want to meet the mocap actor for Lune, CL, Clea, the Paintress, like, it just like went on and on and on. They're like, it's her. And if you want to meet the male, you know, the mocap actor for Gustav, Verso, like literally all of the male characters are like, it's him. Just small studio things. Yes. Yeah, they were actually having a lot of fun. I was sort of sitting by their like head of like marketing and communication, and he was sort of just chatting with some fans about how like wild it was, both obviously that it blew up, but also for some of the actors that it's like they've never had a gig like this before, and specifically the mocap actors, that people were actually recognizing them because nobody recognizes mocap actors. You went to a con and met the voice actor for Kamina? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I assume the English voice actor. Yeah. It's really fun, like how many, you know, industry professionals go to these cons. You know, Emerald City Comic Con, SakuraCon, you know, PAX. Like we've got We've got anime, we've got comics, and we got video games all in Seattle for big cons. So yeah, it's pretty nice. You know what? There was a surprising lack of VTubers. I didn't see any VTuber meet and greets. I didn't see any like VTuber events. I didn't see any. There was nobody on like the VTubers on the little robotic, like the robotic, like moving drivable screens, kind of shocked. I did see some art of VTubers actually at one of the panels, and not a panel, one of the booths, but yeah, shame, it's just, it hasn't infiltrated PAX West yet enough, apparently. So I don't know, maybe next year, maybe next year I'll be the one who gets VTubers to, get little drivable robots there or something. I don't know, who could say? Anyway, it's show and tell time, and I've only shown one thing. Granted, it is the best thing. Let's be honest, but I do have lots of other things to show off, including another dice set. You went to LA for a con and it was fun? Hell yeah. This was also from the same dice, or the same company that sold the revolver. And this is a fake pocket watch, including a like pocket watch thing to like secure, your secure it onto yourself. But it's got mini dice. It's got mini itty bitty wickle little tiny dice in it. Very cute. I had to get it just for like traveling occasions, The idea of just always having a set of dice on yourself is like actually super funny. So yeah, you can either use this as its own little rolling container, or you could probably just be like, just like do that, roll them up, see what you get. Anyway, big fan of this. So I bought both of these on the first day. You have a homemade katana that Kamina has? Hell yeah. There was also, I saw some sick, like a Genji katana with all the LED lighting and stuff in it. It's a great way to goth up any outfit just a little bit. Exactly. Or steampunk, right? You could like steampunkify something. It's good times. It's good times. Anyway, so these were my like silly, what's the word I'm looking for? Extravagant dice purchases. Okay. Both from the same place. And then I did get sucked in and bought a set of resin dice from Misty Mountain Gaming that just seemed like very in my color. They are translucent purple with black inclusions, and then this beautiful cyan foil on the inside. They look so good. I was like, okay, fine. If you insist, I guess I'll buy them. Fine. I already bought my quota of dice for this con, but they just keep reeling me into it. You went as David Martinez and your girlfriend is Lucy on the second day? Holy shit, dude. That's sick. Wait, I might have seen you then, because I saw did you go with the yellow jacket? Because I saw a David Martinez like yellow jacket walking around con one of the days, and I don't know which day it was, but like that could have been. You could have run across your Oshi. I'm definitely your Oshi, right? We may have crossed paths secretly in the night. Anyway, yeah, so we had so I bought 3 sets of dice. I did not buy any dice that on their own merit were super expensive. These are pricey for resin dice, but they are really pretty, okay? I'm just justifying it to myself right now. I'll find a home for them, but yes, they match me. I had to do it. I couldn't stop myself. Actually, you know what? What if I just keep the dice and we just periodically roll dice? I don't know if you can actually like hear that super well. Hold on. Let me just like be quiet and let my mic mute. It's really interesting that the shaking of the dice is almost peaking my mic when my voice doesn't. I guess presumably because it's like a sharp sound rather than a voice sound. Because I'm holding them right by my head, but it's actually like louder on the mic readout than my actual voice is, even though I'm a loud person. At the time, the suitcase had for the full costume didn't arrive, so you couldn't do a full cosplay. I mean, you know what? It's the effort that counts, and I'm sure that it was amazing. And if it was the one that I saw, yeah. Anywho, so yeah, in the actual expo hall, I did walk the expo hall several times. Oh, I was gonna say that earlier. I similar to how I don't go to panels anymore, I also don't wait in line to play video games because, to be perfectly honest, I have so many games competing for my attention that I really don't need to waste an hour standing in line to play a game that's going to come out. You know what I mean? And I get it. I used to be that guy. There were a couple games that I was so hyped about that I would have waited in line for back in the day. But not anymore. Not anymore. I got better things to do with my life than that. No, like, not meaning any shade to anybody who does want to wait in line for games, because, like, live your passion, you know? If that's what you want to do, totally fine, but not me. I just walked the hall and looked at things and then, like, checked merch booths because, you know, I like cool merch. I like custom made art pieces, things like that. So I walked the expo hall a few times and checked out a lot of the indie games, took some pictures of the indie games that I wanted to keep track of at later dates. You know, because there was a pretty substantial indie presence at PAX. There has been for a long time. And in some ways it's like lessened, and in some ways it's gotten bigger. I don't know how to quite explain it. It used to be a featured thing of PAX called the PAX 10, where it was sort of like their big 10 up and coming indie games that they pre-selected. Whereas this year, there like kind of was, but it wasn't super well advertised, but there was a pretty substantial portion of the floor given to indie games that had sort of been pre-screened, and then also there was like a big aisle of other indie games that were like really close to each other. PAX Rising was still a thing, but no PAX 10 and no indie mega booth. Yeah, so it's sort of like they just sort of integrated it into the show floor, and then that's it, you know, which is fine. There was a lot to see, a lot of them in that kind of perpetual, like, yeah, we're not gonna be done for another 3 or 4 years, which is honestly like too early for me to pay attention to. But there was some fun stuff there. There were some cute ideas, you know, some things that definitely did or didn't resonate with me. Indie Mega Booth is its own org. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I'm not like super up to date on all of the like ins and outs. You're stressing on what cosplay you should do, and you had 4 custom cosplays. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild. What were your other 2? You said you did David and Simone? What were your other 2? Doing 4 cosplays is wild. Sorry, I'm just having fun playing with this still. I can't stop. Someone please stop me. I can't. It won't be me. It's so, like, the action of the cylinder. Although I do think that the cylinder's backwards. Like, I think that normally if the cylinder comes out, it goes down. So if it was, like, proper, well, no, that kind of works, but then no, yeah, it's backwards. I think it's upside down. It's fine. You know what? Who cares? Don't worry about it. The logistics for the luggage for multiple cosplays. Oh, I know. I mean, if you're driving, it's not so bad, right? But if you're flying, miss me with that one. Hoping to get tickets for FF14 FanFest next year, but it's hard. They're at least in Anaheim this year, not Vegas again. That's funny. I was actually just talking to one of my friends that lives up here because they are like big into FF14, and which is funny because they work for a different MMO studio. Cough, cough. But they are big into FF14, and we were talking about specifically that they were doing Anaheim this year instead of Vegas, and why that might be, and you know, whether or not that makes it easier or not for various people. So I surprisingly know more about FF14 FanFest than I would expect as somebody who has never played it. Itadori and Ichigo? Oh, like Ichigo from Bleach? Theoretically, you know, there's more than one Ichigo in the world, but I do feel like, especially when paired with Itadori, it would track that you were talking about Bleach. Yeah, nice. Can't stop, won't stop. Sorry, I can't stop. I cannot stop fidgeting with this. It's so good. Highly recommend if you can afford it and want something whimsical. Maybe don't recommend carrying it in public when, you know, if you live near police. Also, okay, you know what? First of all, I'm just, not that I expect to hit bingo today, because, like, we're not doing a normal yapping session, so we're sort of like, we're gonna be talking about much more limited things. You got a Thorfinn cosplay? Hell yeah. That's awesome. But, of course, I was walking around and there was a cool booth that had really high quality clothing, a lot of jackets and cloaks and hoodies and things like that were clearly not like mass manufactured, and they were really nice. Very expensive, by the way. But they were really good quality. Yeah, that's correct, Valenti. And the first thing that caught my eye was a motherfucking Stormlight Archives jacket. And it was very incognito. Like, you would have to know. You know what I mean? Like, you have to know, not only just from having read the books, but you have to have, like, seen not third party, but you have to have seen the media sources around it that are outside the books to have recognized it. But I was instantly just like, boop-a-doop. Target found. And I walked over and checked it out, and the woman there, you were there and you got it? Wait, you got what? Wait, excuse me? You were there and you got it? Hello? You got what? There was another what? So yeah, the woman that was there, like, talked to me about it, and she was like, yeah, so it's not actually official. The cloak? Oh, that's, yeah. It wasn't a cloak. It was this one was a like a jacket, like a military jacket, sort of, quote unquote. But she was like, yeah, that's an unofficial one that they made for me because I've spent so much money here that I practically work here. And I was like, ma'am, everything here costs like $400 minimum. Like, if you bought so many things here that they're making you custom shit, like, holy crap, ma'am. But they made her a Stormlight Archives jacket that she's trying to get officially licensed. But, like, Brandon Sanderson doesn't necessarily know if he wants to license it because it's expensive. And I'm like, bro, you sell $500 leather-bound books. Like, get over yourself. You can sell an expensive, like, piece of clothing, I think. But anyway, it was fun. It was like I said, the clothing was very high quality. Maybe I'm just cheap. I can't justify spending $500 to $1,000 on one jacket, no matter how nice it is, just because it's, you know, nerd inspired. They were nice because they were sort of incognito. You know, they didn't have like a big brand on it. It was more like based on the color blocking that it was somewhat obvious if you knew the source material what it was, but it wasn't like a jacket that was like Stormlight Archives or, you know, things like that. So anyway, ads are starting and I need to get up and water myself. So make sure that you take a chance to stretch, hydrate, grab a bite to eat, or unhydrate as you may. And we'll be right back and continue with the show. Ah, fuck! Speaking of spilling. That's right. We're so back. We're so back. All right. Welcome back, chat. What were you going to tell me, Oni? You missed your chance, but here it is again. Oh, the glare on that, baby. Oh, floor. Oh, no. You're at the airport? Oh, shit. You're at SeaTac? How's SeaTac treating you? How's SeaTac treating you? Freedom! I'm moving? Wait, you're moving like you're moving? Or you're moving like I'm on the move? You're on the run. You know, like the fugitive. You know, you're making a call while on the run. I'm moving? Let's go. What a legend. Tuning in for a stream while you're at the airport moving? Chad behavior. Actually, TBH. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. Oh, wow. You're going to Sacramento? Hell yeah. I've never been to Sacramento. Honestly, I've barely been to California. The only times I've been were when I went to that Calliope Mori concert and when I went to TwitchCon, both within the past year. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I've technically like towed in to California in some like driving situations, but I've never like spent any appreciable time there. Big California girl, what you talking about? Listen, they're unforgettable, you know? Daisy Dukes, bikinis on top. You'll melt the popsicle. What can you say? I mean, you know, listen. Damn right, hell yeah. You love to see it. Any hoodle. Yeah. But yeah, so I walked the main expo hall. You know what else there was there? There was IRL fucking gotcha. There was a giant like mega booth that just was floor to ceiling. Okay, maybe not ceiling. It's a really high ceiling, but like floor to ceiling of like blind gamble boxes for a bunch of different properties. And you basically would just like gamble and pay for it. And then you just open it and see what you get. There was like Sailor Moon, a bunch of Power Rangers. Yeah, the Gamba, exactly. Power Rangers, JJK, Full Metal Alchemist, Supernatural, Game of Thrones. How many Labubus did I buy? Oh my God, they're so hideous. Can I tell you how embarrassed I am that my Oshi, Calliope Mori, also ding on bingo, likes Labubus? I almost have to un-Oshi her for that. I cannot do it. You were gonna move to LA until you heard of the traffic? Oh yeah, it's bad. And the drivers are dog shit. The drivers in LA are dog shit. They look like the Wild Things book. I don't know, man. I think they just look creepy. They are not, for me, they're not it. They bring back the specter of Beanie Babies, but they're way more expensive and kind of uglier. I can't do it. No offense intended to anybody who likes Labubus, but I can't. Also, I hate their name. Their name sounds like a pet name that you give to a child. Beanie, exactly, bro. It's so bad. They're so bad. Offense intended. I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna yuck your yum. You know, if you like it, more power to you. I hate it. I'm not insulting a person who likes Labubus. I am insulting Labubus, though. Traffic is the least of San Francisco's problems. Yikes. Yikes. It's not my thing, but I heard they have cameras. What do you mean by have cameras? Like traffic cameras and like surveillance stuff? Because like that's pretty common in a lot of places, to be perfectly honest. In America. We live in a surveillance society, actually. Inside the Labubu head? Oh, so we're doing conspiracy theories. I'll allow it. Your conspiracy theory rolled a 12. Not bad. Average. I believe it. I believe it. Oh my god. Ooh, 7. That's not so good. Well, you were rolling with advantage because I want to believe. I choose to believe, like the X-Files. I want to believe. Anyway, yeah, so there was the live action, the IRL Gamba in the expo hall. There was the fancy clothing store. There were a couple of booths that had really cool vaporwave and synthwave themed art panels and art pieces that I was considering buying, but I don't really have space for them, to be perfectly honest. But I did take pictures of it in case I want to go back and pull them up. But yeah, there was some like nice stuff there on the art side, but not huge, actually. Not a huge amount of art, if we're being totally honest. I kind of am sad that there doesn't seem like there's like a full artist alley at PAX. You know, there's sort of like, there's just vendor booths, but there's not, I don't know. And maybe because it's video game themed, right? Maybe they think that there's going to be fewer artists that are going to do an artist alley type thing. But there's so much video game fan art out there. I mean, just look at like the Pokemon community, any major franchise has tons of fan art out there. So I don't know. It'd be nice. Maybe they just charge too much because space is limited. I don't know. But sadly, no artist alley, so we made do with the art that we could find. Like I said, didn't buy anything. I spent all of my money in the tabletop section, as one does. Sorry, I gotta hydrate a little bit. Gotta hydrate before I dihydrate. You did some pin trading and buying. Yeah, the pin thing is like something that I have never gotten into, and I think it's for the best for me. I think it's for the best for me. I say as I'm about to pull out the pins that I did buy. I did buy some pins, but they were all Mass Effect pins, because Mass Effect is one of my true gaming loves, and it's been a hot minute since anybody's been selling any Mass Effect anything, to be perfectly honest. Okay, I think that's it. The trading pins are Pandora's box you can leave closed. Exactly. I was the game master of a D&D game, and I said that they wandered in a cave and see the dragon, and one of my friends said they want to fuck it. Yep. And then he got a 20, and the next set says the same thing, and they also got a 20, so they had a dragon orgy. This feels like the most stereotypically classic reason of why you shouldn't let your players roll and count a natural 20 as an auto success. Unless that's really what you're into, in which case, fuck on, Scalies. You know what I mean? That's like one of those classic cautionary tales of like, I want to fuck a dragon. I'm so pissed. Yeah. Well, listen, in the future, if you want to run D&D, just say, sorry, you are unable to succeed. Roll to see how badly it goes. And, you know, they got a 20. Maybe they don't get incinerated automatically. Yeah, that's there's a lot of philosophies on skills and what should or shouldn't be allowed to be rolled for, and whether or not a 20 should count as an auto success. By the rules, it doesn't. They all got 20s, I know, but like in the rules, a 20 isn't an auto success, and also in the rules, players only roll if you ask them to roll. So if they want to do something that's impossible, they just don't roll, right? If they're like, I would like to destroy the moon, and you're like, no. You know what I mean? They can't roll to destroy the moon and then get a 20 and be like, guess it happens. Like that is not actually the D&D rules. So, you know, that's sort of the answer to that type of thing, is like, if they want to do something that you think is impossible, just tell them it's impossible, you know? And it doesn't, because a natural 20 isn't an auto success on skills. It's an auto hit on attacks. It's not an auto success on skills. Now, some people will say if you're letting them roll at all, then a 20 should be a success, because why roll if they physically can't succeed? And to that I say either true, just don't have them roll, or tell them they're not going to succeed and the roll is to see how bad it goes. more than anything else, in which case it's the best it could have gone for how bad it was going to go. But anyway, that is how to corral your players, is don't let them just roll the dice willy-nilly for literally anything and then boss you around in your own world. Knock knock, who's there? D's who? These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Her continual mission: to seek out new worlds and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Anyway, that's how you corral D&D players, if you can and want to. The other really notable thing from the show floor was that Borderlands 4, it's 4, right? I've been so out of Borderlands, I don't even know what number it is. I think it's 4. Borderlands 4 had a legitimate rage room. Like, they had a room completely enclosed in plexiglass. Borderlands 4, great. That had like glasses and like crash dummies and tables and plates, and you could go in and just beat the absolute shit out of anything that you wanted, break stuff, and like it was very funny and very hard to ignore if you were anywhere on that side of the building, because it was very loud. There was a lot of shattered plates and things like that, and it was fun idea, good execution, but if I was one of the exhibitors next to that, I don't know how I would feel. Like, if you're trying to sell some high quality coats or some nice PC cases and you're constantly hearing slam, crash, shatter, Mizuki, how's it going? Speaking of somebody I saw in PAX, how are you doing, Mizuki? This is the revolver, and here, I'll give you a spin. First of all, we'll give you a spin here. Now, unfortunately, it's kind of hard to hear. But like, maybe if I like talk a little bit and activate my microphone. Spin. Whoop. Well, listen, we rolled. We rolled, okay? Let's see, wait, that's the 8. It is louder if I roll it like this. Oh. Oh, maybe I should mute the music. That actually might help. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's pretty good. How do they sound when you dump them out? That's a great question. I don't know if you'll be able to hear them on this surface, but we'll do it. Oh, this is good. Dice ASMR. Yes. Anyway, yes, these are my bullet dice. So once again, once more. Very satisfying. This thing will spin for so long. It's actually insane. Oh. I also, as I was saying earlier, I picked up this beautiful set of dice from Misty Mountain Gaming. And of course, my pocket watch dice. Yes. Even for small hands like mine, these are small. Look at that, still going. It's still going. Get them fancy clip-on nails so I can pick up the tiny things? No, the clip-on nails make it impossible to pick up the tiny things. I have perfectly functional, powerful fingernails of my own. I don't need extensions. They do the opposite. D100, D20, D6. These nuts. Okay. Boop. You can be fabulous. That's right. You can be fabulous. Anyway, yes, I've been having so much fun fidgeting with these. Other things. Oh yeah. So I was just talking about that. So we can do some unboxing right now of a bunch of other stuff I bought. So there was a booth that I haven't been to in ages called Sanshi, and they are where I got some of my original. Fuck off. Fuck you, Windows Defender. Don't you dare restart my PC right now. Got some of my original Mass Effect pins, and they had a bunch that I haven't seen in ages because Mass Effect is one of my favorite RPG experiences in gaming of all time. Mass Effect 3's last 5 minutes notwithstanding, but we had to get my girl Tali, and we had to get my boy Garrus. Your plane's here, you gotta go? All right, Oni, thanks for visiting. I hope you had fun at PAX, and I hope you had fun hanging out tonight while we were talking shit about PAX. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye, have a good flight. Yes, I love Tali, I love Garrus, and I love Liara. These three are my squad. These three are like my main three companions across all the games. Liara was my romance because of course I played FemShep. I'll be back in 2 hours if I'm still on. Okay, fair enough. Yes, I played FemShep and we romanced Liara, and then in Mass Effect 2, when Liara wasn't available, I decided to not romance anybody because I wanted to be faithful to Liara. I didn't want to like start a side action. And then when the DLC came back that had a big Liara section, she actually referenced the fact that I waited for her, and I was like, yes, this is good writing. This is good writing! You know, and then we got back together and did the dirty, and then we are the true power couple. We will sink an Imperial class battlecruiser with how sharp our match is. However, if you could do a FemShep Tali romance, I also would do it in a heartbeat. The Tali romance is so cute. I just don't really like Broshep at all. The scene where Tali is drunk and talking about how she wants to use an emergency induction port to continue drinking, and you're just like, Tali, that's a straw. And she's like, emergency induction port. It's a straw. Very good. Big fan of Mass Effect. Looking forward to finding space to put these on something for sure. And then I bought a few sort of more generic Mass Effect pins, again, to put on whatever I could think of. Oh yeah, listen to that crinkle. Should put an ASMR tag on this stream. Just got a nice little, like a little lapel pin, you know, just a classy N7 that I can work in on anything. Do you guys find opening plastic things like this satisfying? Because I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so, I love the sounds. I love it. I love the sounds. I love the feeling. As long as it's not the clamshell packaging, which I think everyone agrees unanimously was designed by Satan himself. But we got some nice little Paragon and Renegade mini pins as well, you know, to put on the left and right side of things, as one does. They are nice and subtle, you know, they're about the size of a fingernail. I actually have like ones that are about this big that I still have on my N7 hoodie from all those years ago. My like 15-year-old hoodie. Holy shit. Now that I say that out loud, I want to die. Also dangerous to open the crinkle packs around cats. My cats are pretty well behaved in that sense. They'll play with them afterwards, but they're not gonna like freak out. Manual can openers are perfect for clamshells. I usually just use kitchen scissors. And then there was also this really nice, like, I don't know how you would describe it. It's like an actual like Medal of Honor type medal that has the like ribbon on it. And I was like, okay, that's pretty classy. So I had to pick this one up too. So I got all of these from the same booth. My wallet was crying a little bit. My wallet was crying a little bit. It was like, brother, are you buying eight pins of varying sizes and qualities? I will remember this. Like an RPG companion. Anywho, that is the pins I bought this PAX. But wait, there's more. There's so much more, actually. Well, you know what? There's a moderate amount more. There's more stuff, but not like a crazy amount. We didn't go totally apeshit. I wonder if that had the same attachment as actual military awards. What's the attachment like on those? This is just like a safety pin. So probably not. Probably not. Just the safety pin back, basically. I actually have no idea how actual military awards work, or like how they're attached. It would probably be like, I think some of them still have safety pins too. It could be anything. How does the pin attach to the ribbon? I mean, it's like the pin, I think, is like, yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. I think it's just, I mean, to make sure I don't stab myself here. Not the same? Okay. Yeah, not that I super expected it to be the same, but it's nice. It's got heft. It's got heft, you know? It feels solid. It feels nice quality, you know? Next up, we bought a bunch of minis at the same booth. We bought a bunch of minis at that same booth where I bought the revolver and the other one. I spent, like I said, I spent most of my money there. They also had a gacha game, which is extremely funny, where basically if you spent enough money, they gave you coins and you could also buy the gacha coins, and they had a literal gachapon machine where you put the coins in and then you turn the lever and then the little ball comes out. And so there were choices between regular minis and spicy minis. So I will give you a second to guess which mini you think I bought. Hey, Catherine, welcome back. Regular? Oh, that's adorable, Mizuki. I think that you said that just to get a rise out of me. I, of course, bought a spicy miniature. And by that, I mean rolled for it. And so this is the madam that we got. Let me autofocus and then maybe turn on the light a little bit so that it's like, yeah, mayhaps you were just trolling. You're just trolling me, madam? A little bit hard to see. This is a sexy, what's the word? Oh, gelatinous cube. This is a gelatinous cube waifu where her legs like mold into the goo of the base. So it is, you know, listen, it's a goo lady. Which is very funny. You coughed out your soda? Yeah, man, it's a gelatinous thought. You know what I mean? She's like that sexy gelatinous cube lady. Yeah, amazing, incredible, peak design. On the second day, I went back and bought more stuff from them, and the vendor was like, I feel like you've bought a bunch of stuff from us. And I was like, I have. And then go here, basically have another roll at the gacha. And I got the same one twice. I got the same one a second time, so I gave it to my mod. It's very fun. Anyway, she's hot, but don't worry, there's more. This was just a free one that I got. I bought a bunch of minis from there. It is amazing though, yeah. You like my ring? Which one? I have so many. I have so many rings, in fact. Of very different styles, to be perfectly honest. Very different styles and sizes. Two of them are kind of close to each other, but very different in terms of color composition. And then, you know, yeah. Ooh. Oh, it actually doesn't really show up there. You can actually see the like indent lines from this one because I wear them to sleep. You like them all? Perfect. You love that. Okay, so other things that I bought on the second day, I went and chose to buy 5 specific minis from that same vendor. Now, these were not gamble. These were just ones that I selected. But I thought that they were a fairly reasonable price. Oh, wait, one more. Okay, I bought more than that. It's fine. You know what? Don't worry about it. I got this gentleman. Now, I have always liked like Egyptian mythology and things like that. And so this Chad, I don't know if you can like totally, come on now. Surely I can autofocus a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Okay. This dude, this like Anubis looking like warlord motherfucker. I am a huge fan of this model. I think it looks awesome. So I had to pick this one up. These are all 3D printed, and the resolution on these is insane. Yeah, right? This guy is awesome. I should paint these on stream. But like, yeah, he looks really sick. There were a bunch of really cool monsters there, and things like that. And then they also sell them both unpainted and painted. Of course, painted is much more expensive for obvious reasons because somebody had to paint them. But the resolution on these is so good and they're so clean. Really impressed with the technology on it. Very, very good. And also like price wise, very reasonable for minis, right? Mini pricing is usually quite expensive. So, you know, yeah, big, very excited to see this one. They had a bunch that were they're not quite exclusive, but they're like con exclusive for a year or more. So I bought a bunch of those ones because like, I don't know, who knows, right? Who knows when they're actually going to come out. But yeah, that one was cool. Okay. You're having a hard time going back in your bag, sir. Actually, actually. It's fine. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. What's our next one? Okay. This one was very Dark Souls core for me. This one was very Dark Souls core. It's just a sick looking, again, it's like the resolution is just, it's like just out of focus enough that it's like annoying me. What if I like did this? Yeah, that's better. When it stops shaking. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Nice. Like sick night duder. Big fan of a classy knight with a cloak with some nice pauldrons. Just like really, really good, especially, again, I can't get over the fact that these are 3D printed. I believe that they are resin 3D prints, which I've heard is extremely high detail and also toxic. But like resin is toxic, you know? You gotta be careful. But yeah, this dude looks sick as well. Oh yeah, that's a really good zoom actually. Also, I really like the decision to put red into their resin. It just like really gives an interesting look to it instead of just sort of the standard boring gray. I don't know. I think it looks nice. It's a good model. Yeah, once it's solidified, it's saved. Just don't like eat it. Well, it's not so much the eating it. I mean, obviously don't eat it, but the main danger I think is actually just inhaling it, right? When it's fumes and when it's in like highly particleized, yeah. You have a resin printer, the detail is outstanding. Okay. How hard is it to get those set up, Ern? Because like, honestly, this is making me want to start fucking with it. Yeah. Getting it in your skin. Yeah, exactly. Like there's like a lot of hazards with it. You got to be really careful with it. This one is just badass lady TM. You know what? I love badass women and badass night woman. We're a big fan, you know? She's got a big old sword, probably slightly impractically, but you know, it's she is serving and eating, okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Oh yeah, that autofocus worked a lot better. There we go. Yeah. Really good detail. Really big fan of this. Need to get dedicated area for it. Yeah, fair enough. I also like that they come with like bases that fit where their model is. Like the Anubis one came with a slab that had hieroglyphics on it. Now, this one, they sold me literally at the register. She was like, oh, did you see this, though? They sold a fucking Tonberry, okay? I love Tonberries. These little murder hobos are so fucking cute and so horrifying if you've ever played a Final Fantasy. I know, right? Right, Mizuki? They're horrifying. I love it. He's so cute. I'm terrified. I'm shitting my pants. It's amazing. Also, very funny because they can't, like, say the name of it. And so all of the names... This is, Stabby Fish. This is going to become a lot funnier for the next couple that are definitely, totally not from Final Fantasy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I bought myself a Stabby Fish. 10 out of 10. No notes. No notes. Exactly. Let's roll a d20. Did they get away with the bluff? Ooh, that's a 4. The lawyers saw through it. The lawyers saw through the obvious naming discrepancy. Okay, and then... Oh, right. No, there's only one more Final Fantasy one. Okay. This one is technically a Kingdom Hearts model. But the detail on it was phenomenal. Look at this. Look, behold this master of edge. Behold. He is a veritable lord, if you will. A titled nobility of the edge. Again, I can't get over how good the detail is on these, though. It's actually insane. I know, right? It's so good. It's so good. And again, like, in terms of scale, like, it is smaller than my thumb. You know what I mean? I'm just holding it very close to the camera. Yeah. Really nice detail. Really good looking. Had to buy it. This one is Halloween Overcast. Sorry, I can't get over it. I can't get over how stupid this name is. It's so funny. It's so funny. Halloween Overcast. Oh my god. Also, there was another one of Cloud where it was like Claude. Cloud. It was like spelled in the French way. Cloud. And it was like, instead of like Cloud Strife, it was like Cloud Struggle or something like that. It's so funny. So funny. They're like, yes, this is definitely licensed. Definitely licensed, bro. And then I purchased the sussy one that I was really pulling for in the first place. Which is just a nice old succubus. Good Twitch, this is not my avatar. This is me doing show and tell hand cam. I am not representing myself as having these thick ass booty cheeks. I wish he had hooves. That's fair. But you know what? They're catering to a different market. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The hooves would be good though. But, yeah. It's a game piece. It's a game. It's not me. Cater to Mizu market. You a clopper. But yeah, great detail. Great detail. Also, lovely greatsword. Like, love that they gave her a big fuck you, like, soul edge greatsword. Mizu market? Mizu as in like her name. Mizu. Thick women with hooves? Oh, I see. Dummy thick. Put them extra C's in that thickness. You gotta like thick. Pronunciation key. I'm imagining like trying to teach a foreign exchange student the difference between thick and thick. Dummy thick. Amazing, incredible, immaculate. So these are the minis that I bought. TM. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. Hold on, this is like getting in the way. Wait, there's more. You see, as much as I like to be derisive about gambling, your boy partook in a little bit of gambling himself this weekend. Because you see, while I was on the way out from this, after having just purchased these ones, I heard somebody else talking about what they just picked up from there, which is that they sell a 1 pound box of slightly misprinted miniatures for $40, which is basically the price of like 2.5 of those minis. So I have an unopened 1 pound of minis that we're gonna bust into right here and now. Also, we're gonna use a fun knife that I bought in Toledo, Spain, 20 years ago. 25 years, no, 20 years, whatever. Something like that. You can actually see it right there. I just have to be very careful to point it at my screen because it's highly reflective. So you can only see the visage of your digital version of myself. Always cut away from yourself. Knife safety, children. All right, we're doing a live unboxing. Hey, Brawler Noob, how's it going? We are unboxing 1 pound of misprinted minis that I purchased at PAX this week. What is this? Oh my God, it's like a baby Yoda miscast. This thing is huge. Look at the size of this lad. Yeah, okay, so like there's the miscast down there. Amazing. Super funny. Extremely funny. He looks like a South Park WoW player. I mean, I saw enough of The Mandalorian to know about Baby Yoda. Oops, excuse me. Okay, let's take a look at this. We've got some pretty sizable ones, though. Ooh, what the hell is this? This is like a... Listen, any D&D experts want to like weigh in on what these are? I do not recognize this one, but it's creepy. It's crawly. It's kind of like a beholder, but without eyes. No, because it doesn't have like eyes. It doesn't have, it in fact has no eyes. So it's not a beholder. It's some sort of like, I don't know. It's interesting though. You just beat Nightmare King Grim and Hollow Knight? Hell yeah. Let's go. Regardless, looking good. Demon Beholder? Yeah, fair enough. Beholder? I barely know her. The Black Beast of Ara. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Look at that throat, though. What that throat doing? Gotta go for dinner? Okay, bye-bye. Oh my God, there's so much in here. I mean, I should have known. We're gonna, oh, you know what? That's fine. We'll just start with this one. Got ourselves like a little, little wizard casting a fire spell from a scroll. Again, this is great. I don't see anything wrong with this. So like whatever the misprint is on it, it's minor, you know, it's minor. Got ourselves a little wizard man. Nothing obvious. Nothing obvious. I keep hitting the microphone. Getting things like up close to the microphone. I'm glad they don't just trash the misprints. Yeah, right? It's a great way to like refurb. Again, don't know what this is. Looks cool though, pretty big. I would not want to fuck with this in D&D. Like, these are to scale, right? So like imagine fighting this as a man this size. Like, no thanks, actually. Actually, no, I'd rather not. That's not in the plans. That's not happening, okay? That's not happening. Okay, what else is in here? Ooh, pretty lady too. Yeah, the face when you realize you're snack sized. I feel like you have that realization every day, Aeon. We got ourselves like a sick skull shield with some angel wings. Oh, hell yeah. Got a sick axe. Got some boob plate just for you, Aeon. I know you meant the mini. You know, got some nice boob armor just for Aeon's irritation at how unrealistic it is. No! Oh my God. Wait, is that midriff? Oh yeah, she got midriff exposed? Oh yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh, look at that thong. Incredible. Incredible. Is this just a wing? This is just a wing. I wonder if it broke off. This is not combat ready. No, that's true. That's true. I wonder if this goes to anything in here or if it just like, oh my God, I see a Buster Sword. Bedroom roleplay at best. I don't know. It's a little bit much for bedroom roleplay. You know, I feel like it doesn't quite fit. Yeah, this is just classic Cloud. Cloud. Again, not really like noticing what the misprint is. So, you know, you love to see it. Wow, this box smells really strong. Like the like fumes in this box, kind of wild actually, TBH. I'm not really, yeah, I don't know what the misprint is. Don't care, not my problem. Not my problem. Might need ventilation. I know, right? This is what happens when I save it for stream. You guys get to see me inhale smoke. Oh, yeah. Okay. Just a base. Sure. Why not? Oh, my goodness. Look at this legend. Holy shit. Okay. That is pretty sick. Also, these are some sick wing scale. I feel like so often the wing scale on like angels and stuff is way too small. These are some chonky wings, baby. Again, looking pretty savage. I'm not sure how you're supposed to like attach this to anything. Maybe the wings theoretically just like lay flat. That actually may be the case. Like the wings may effectively make feet that you just like set it on. Wild if so. All right, ads are coming soon, but not yet. Not this day. Oh, we got like ourselves a tavern hall. And we got like some jugs and glasses or like goblets. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Got ourselves a lady. Kind of like barbarian looking. No weapon. Oh, the weapon broke. That's probably what the misprint is on this one. You know what? I'll just say headcanon. She just punches people. You know, she just punches the shit out of people. Just punches them. A falcon punch. Not bad. Not bad. Ooh, we got like a... Oh, shit. Serpent lady. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Let's go. Got like a... What do you call this? Like a lamia? Lamia? Whatever you call it. Let's go. Paint her like Vex? Dude. Hell yeah. Beautiful. Until I picked it up, I definitely thought it was a dragon because I just saw it from this. You know what I mean? Beautiful. We still have so fucking many in here. Like, I mean, I knew that a pound was a lot. Oh, hello, ma'am. Right, there's so many. This is such a good bargain. Like, the price on this? Absolutely insane. Okay, listen, Mizu, there's no hooves. Wait. Yeah, they're not hooves, but they do have the reverse jointed feet. She hot. So we got like a tiefling with a tail, and we got like the reverse jointed feet. Is that like close enough? Is that doing it for you, Mizu? Hell yeah. Dude, she got them thick dude, look at the muscle tone. Holy shit, brother. Look at those thighs, thick thighs and lives, am I right? Holy beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, we're like trying to like look at them thighs. I know. Okay, that's like definitely the top of a scythe that just got cut off from something. Ooh, we got ourselves a spearman. Armored spearman. Okay, all right. I wonder if he's supposed to have a shield. Because, like, this looks kind of weird without him holding anything else. Ooh, nice. Look at the resolution to get those, like, little indented symbols on it. Damn. On the edge of that spear. Crazy. Oh, I bet he's riding. He's supposed to be riding something. That looks like you glue that into a saddle if I've ever seen something. Good God. Is he riding a horse? Yeah, exactly. Horse or a dragon or something. Okay, there's something big in here. Yo, look at this. This looks like that boss from Elden Ring, the like spirit elk antler thing, the forest spirit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that looks amazing. Yeah. Princess Mononoke has one too. Yeah, for sure. Again, not sensing anything misprinted here, so this is just a W. This is just a dub. I wonder if I can like put this dude on it. Listen, he's not meant for it, I don't think, but it works. But it works. Okay. Hell yeah. Oh shit, mommy, ma'am, sorry, mommy, sorry. Dual guns, like big ass, like a witch hat, huge long braid, long legs with high ass heel. God damn. Yeah, listen, they like their mommies, all right? They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know. They got like the skin tight leather pants. Sheesh, girl. Sheesh, girl. All right, we have ads coming up in just a second, so I am going to take this opportunity to get up, stretch, water, and unwater myself. Make sure that you all are moving your bodies verily as we go to ads. We'll be right back. Wait, when is the raid coming? Hello? Hello? What? Hello, Aeon? Did that just happen? Hello? Did you just say that? I just came back. I went to the bathroom. Hello, wee wee. I summon? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Raid is being summoned. You summon forth the powers of the darkness of a raid most foul. They need to see the revolver dice. Did a raid happen? I don't see one in my Twitch notifications. I understand. It is okay. I understand. It's right here. It's right there. It's right there. He's saying goodbye. Okay. As in the okay. Understood. We have another mommy here. Yeah. Probably literally from the same set, I think. Oh, yeah. Because the other one had like a shield. These are like the exact same, but this one has her shield. So like there's the misprint on that one. Yeah, that's fair enough. Doable. Summon! Aeon's absolutely losing her shit over here. Welcome in, Raiders. How are you doing? Thank you so much for trusting me with your community, Garrett Strange. To those of you who don't know me, I am Garybok, digital vampire, elder, millennial gamer. Generally, I like to do a lot of just chatting and chilling, and also Souls-like streams. Lies of P is what you were playing. I loved it dearly. Were you playing the DLC? Tonight, we are doing a hand cam showing off all the stuff I bought at PAX. Currently going through 1 pound of miscast miniatures, which is so far a lot of miniatures, as one might imagine from a pound. You totally weren't premeditating raiding. Okay, fair enough. However, I was told by a certain someone, a Miss Aeon Omnitia, that it would be highly relevant to show you my favorite purchase of the con, which is this revolver dice set. Revolver dice set. That click? Yeah, baby. You can't hear it. It's just like a perfectly subtle little like Anyway, that is the good shit. Yeah. So I got this revolver set of dice where each bullet is a die with its die number respectively put on the end cap of the bullet, and they are cylindrical rolls, and so you can roll them out and they will give you your dice. It is a full polyhedral set. They also make a very satisfying I know my target demo, okay? It's a little blurry down here because I have been focusing everything up here. However, as you can imagine, it is very satisfying, very fun. I've been playing with this literally ever since I bought it on Friday. and having a ton of fun with it. You can buy this at Aeon. Paste the link. Look, Aeon just pasted the link. Amazing. Thank you. Based mod, paying attention. You can buy it from there. This is heavy. This is at least like 2 pounds, to be clear. So let's see. This is solid metal, very nicely oiled. You know, bless, exactly. Very nicely oiled and ball bearinged. It is extremely satisfying to just use as a fidget toy. Big fan, big fan. And it's very fun, very silly, very fun. How is Lies of P going, by the way? Are you doing the DLC or are you doing the base game? Also, music can come back. Are you doing DLC or base game? First run or New Game Plus or something? Finally hit the DLC? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What kind of build are you doing? And is it your first like play through the game? I, as I said before, am a huge Souls-like fan, and Lies of P is bar none the best Souls-like from a non-FromSoft company. And honestly, it stands up toe-to-toe with any FromSoft game. It is so good. You finished the game originally, but went New Game Plus and figured it would just be better to start a new file for... Yeah. Okay. Sick. What type of build are you going for the DLC? I went... I used my like big chunky motivity build where I was using like the wrench head on a big 2-handed handle. And I got my ass absolutely handed to me for a while because I was so used to playing First Berserker Kazan, which is so much faster paced, that I'd kind of forgotten the pacing of Lies of P, and I just got absolutely spanked for the first like maybe 2 hours. Maybe longer. Like, it took me a hot minute to readjust to the pace of Lies of P, but it was so satisfying. The DLC is so good. So I hope you enjoy it. I almost like it better than Souls in some ways, going full tech. Ooh, oh, that's really fun too. I did a full advanced build, which is also really interesting because the advanced weapons are good, and also the Legion arm is really strong when you have a bunch of advance and capacity, because you can just like use it so much. That mandrill in the DLC really messed me up for a bit. Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about. Yeah, that thing. Yeah. There's some really fun weapons up in store for you. Yeah, there's some really, some of my, like, definitely my favorite weapons from all of Lies of P are all from the DLC. There's a couple that are goofy and a couple that are really cool, and everything in between. So I hope you really enjoy your time with it. And yeah, I totally get what you mean about liking it better than some FromSoft games. Like, it legitimately stands toe-to-toe with the best of them. It is so good. You just got the bow and it's interesting. Yeah, I've never actually done a technique build. That's the only type of build I haven't done. I did Motivity and I did Advance, both of which were really fun. But yeah, anyway, lots of cool stuff in the DLC. Some really good boss fights, some really interesting ones, and some really hard ones. Yeah, really solid stuff. Really solid stuff. Whoop. Technique was my preferred build. Your first one was all rapier. Ah, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I've just, you know, what can I say? I've just become a fan of big stompy builds. Oh my god. Oh, this one got like offset. It's like, oh man, that's actually kind of funny. I wonder if I could like make something out of this. As I said earlier, these are all miscast. So this one actually literally like drifted. And so it printed the rest of it like offset from the body. Amazing. Incredible. Immaculate. But yeah. Raider player? Well, in Night Rain, if that's what you're referring to, I actually really like the Wilder, because I do like the mobility with that, but you know, Raider, the chonky boy after my heart, you're not wrong. Okay, so we got like 4 of these. Okay, there's a lot of these in this box. I don't know what's misprinted on this one. So, you know, it's basically fully functional. What else have we got? I fell into Guardian. The team needed a wall, and I was happy to be Bird Boy. Yeah, listen. Oh my God. This one's just like straight up his ass is melted. This would be amazing for like a dead, like a pool of gore. You know what I mean? Or like frozen solid in ice. Yeah, this one is definitely miscast. This one, or Wraith. Ooh, that could be too. Yeah, like coming out of a wall, you know, something like that. A ghost bard emerging from a mirror. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, there's some creative things you could do with this one to like make it something that fits. But it's definitely, he definitely fucked up. He definitely gooped. He definitely gone gooped. He gooped himself. Oh my God. All right, wait, hold on. Okay, one of these is like really big, and so I'm like making sure that I don't break something pulling it out. Actually, there's a lot of really big ones down here. Okay, we have another one of these, which I still don't know what it is, because it's not a beholder, but it's very beholder shaped. It's very beholder shaped. This honestly reminds me of one of the enemies from Hollow Knight in Deep Nest. The like spiky head things that kind of like come at you and like, you know what I mean? I don't know what this is. Someone out there, some DM out there, answer me. Figure it out. Tell me what the answer is. You hate those monsters in Hollow Knight? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know how far I was gonna get just like restarting it a couple days ago, but I basically beaten it in 2 days, so I'm back in shape. Super cool minis though. I need to play more tabletop. Hell yeah. I play D&D about once every 3 to 4 weeks. Although we play online now because people have moved and things like that, so real life circumstances. However, I do really enjoy painting miniatures, which is why I bought all of these. I have a bunch of minis that I have painted. Not very many on stream, although I would like to do more. So you know, we're figuring out the best way to set it up. Ever paint Warhammer or Mech Warrior? I have painted some Warhammer. I painted a lot more of a game called War Machine, which was sort of a competitor to Warhammer, other than the fact that Warhammer was so much bigger that it wasn't really a competition. You know what I mean? But I have painted, so I actually started with Warhammer way back in the day. It was my very first mini painting. And then I found myself frustrated by the actual game of Warhammer because the rules are like very not, or at least they didn't used to be very well balanced. And so I ended up moving to a different game and got a lot better at painting. And I will put some of the minis up there now because I found them in my downloads folder. These are some of my favorite minis that I painted from War Machine. I was a Troll Bloods player, which Troll Bloods are basically like the meeting point between trolls and Scottish and also elemental monsters. So they're sort of all three. Some of the Troll Bloods are like basically just big humanoids that carry around machine guns. And then some of them, these ones are like these are about maybe 8 or 10, like maybe 10 inches tall. So these are very big. These are very big models. These were the like gargantuan models. So these were the like largest size. I also painted well, that's a big picture. I also painted Gatorman. So this faction was voodoo alligators that were they were like voodoo necromancer alligators, and they were incredibly fun. Very cool. Now this one to scale is the same size as these ones I've been holding in my hands and about this big. So if this is like in scale, this This is how big this is compared to those other ones. Maybe, no, probably that. It's about that big, which is about the same size as that big, that lad I was just holding up a minute ago. Anyway, it's been a while since I've painted them, but I want to get back into it because it is a fun hobby, and I do have all the toys. I do have a lot of paintbrushes. Yeah, that last guy was probably about the same size as this. Yeah, whereas like the other ones were like, you know, I can't even fit them on camera. Like that big. They're big. Actually, maybe about as wide as this box with its flaps open. Yeah, big lads, which are always fun to paint because you get a lot more. Oh my God, it's a Moogle. Oh my God, it's a Black Mage Moogle. Holy shit. This was the best. This was such a good purchase to buy this blind box. Kupo? Yeah, baby. Oh, listen now, Garrett, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, what's your favorite Final Fantasy? And also, are you looking forward to Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster? It's been really funny because all of the like games media have finally been allowed to like talk about the Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster. So like a dozen of those. FF8, it was your first. Also Gunblades. I'm not going to say anything. I want you to remember in a week or two that you told me that. Did you play the original Tactics? Or did you start with, no, I guess Tactics, yeah, Tactics came around that time. I am one of those people that didn't love Tactics Advanced. It was decent, but I really liked the original. Is this like a high... Is this like a baby, fuck, what do you call it? This is like a baby beholder, but he's like high. Like, look at that mouth. Look at that happy drunk mouth. Like, hi. You did play Tactics, but I got deep into Advance. I never returned, so the release is your redemption arc. Okay. Understandable. I love the Tactics base was like much more like mature political storyline. It's a baby. Get the baby a pacifier. Yeah, exactly. And I also didn't really like all of the other races that they added in Tactics Advanced because they were super unbalanced, and I didn't like the idea of like race exclusive jobs or like all the races having different jobs. I just didn't like, because it kind of meant that there were certain combinations that were just flat out way better. Dude, it's like a Millennia one. It's missing the arm and leg. Amazing. Incredible. Yeah, the game was busted. Not that original Tactics was like incredibly balanced, but it was more balanced. Or rather, everyone was human, so everybody had the same potential, more or less. Okay, this is very cute. This is very cute. Anyway, I am the resident Final Fantasy IX and Final Fantasy Tactics stan. My first one was 7, and it was my favorite for a really long time. But as I've gotten older, I've come to love Final Fantasy IX more and more as time has gone on, partly because of its whimsy and like its combination between really likable characters, but also with like very dark story events, but not like reveling in the darkness. So I have grown to really like 9 a lot as I've gotten older. Yeah, FF8 and Gunblades, hell yeah. Generally reflected on as better in retrospect. Exactly. And I mean, I liked it at the time. I just have realized that it's actually is my favorite now that time has gone on. Okay, speaking of 7, FF8 is terrible, but I love it. Mood. What a mood, honestly. There's a lot of old games like that for me. Claude. Claude. Sorry, I should stop bobbing my leg. It's shaking the entire camera. I'll stop that. I will cease. Also, hello, ma'am, Twitch TOS. Excuse you? FF6 is, of course, legendary as well. The junction system is awful, but I love everything else about 8. I can't get over the junction and drawing system. I just don't like the idea that you have to get your magic by stealing it from enemies and then hoarding it. And then the best use for it is to not use it, but instead attach it to stats. It's a weird, interesting idea, and I'm glad that they tried something, but I don't like the execution of it whatsoever. Like, it is obtuse, it's hard to explain, and it's just unsatisfying. In general, I don't like systems, and this is in like books, movies, games, etc., where like your characters don't actually like quote unquote learn anything. They just sort of get like items that make them better. So I really don't like the way that the magic system is like you only can get it by steal. It just feels fucking weird. I don't know. 10-2 story may be a mess, but the dress sphere system was amazing. Yeah, I mean, the story was a mess, but also it was fun. I did also enjoy 10-2 a lot. Okay, so this one's misprinted because there's no staff. Fair enough. Valid. Real. Oh my god, there's still so many in here. Okay, I think oh my god, that's so big. Okay, I can free this bad boy out of here now. Holy, look at this. Oh, his head is busted? Oh no, Arnar. You know what? That's okay. I can deal with that. I can make that work. I can make that work. Crisis Core is my favorite because it was my first introduction to Final Fantasy. That is an interesting starting point into Final Fantasy. I'm not gonna lie. That is a wild starting point, but at least it kind of gets you into the mythos of Final Fantasy VII with a level of deep knowledge that makes your experience, if you play the remakes, very different from somebody who either never played Crisis Core or never played the original. Because if you go like Crisis Core and then FF7 Remake and FF7 Rebirth, you're gonna have some very different opinions than somebody who has no idea what the fuck is going on. Of course, those of us who did both do know what the fuck is going on, but that's part of the fun. Jesus. Yeah, this thing's pretty sick. Definitely contributing to a big chunk of the weight, but that's okay, because all these light ones contribute nothing, and I get a lot. Hello? Hello? I assume this is supposed to hold something up. would be the purpose of that. What do we got? Okay, we got another big boy. Oh, the miscast on top? Oh no! What is this? What is this? It's like a giant spider with like a wheelchair because he's too fat to move himself, carrying a giant bag of like merchant. He's like a giant merchant spider. What the fuck? Actually, low-key, kind of amazing. Low-key, this is kind of based. What are you buying? Jerry Rig a cannon top? Exactly. He's so ugly. I love him. Exactly. He's disgusting. Okay, actually though, that's fucking sick. What a concept. What a concept. Truly, what a concept. Actually, I love it. It's horrifying and it's amazing. It's beautiful and it's terror. Okay, we got a few more just like bases. Yeah, those can go. Those can go. Yet another terror from Final Fantasy. These little motherfuckers. Oh my god. Incredible. I hated their mini games in Rebirth though. I'm just gonna throw that one out there. Let's see what else we got in here. Ooh. It's like a little Well, like, cat? Question mark? Cactus is in the box. That's right. Since you weren't here earlier, it looks like I got another one. Definitely not a Tonberry. That's not what they have a license for. Just hold still so I can whack you. Yeah, exactly. There was a hilarious farming strat in Final Fantasy X. Oh, run! Oh, I'm dead. There was a hilarious farming strat in Final Fantasy X where you could get an ability that was like damage to AP or damage to XP. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. And then aggro the Cactar King that did 99,999 needles. And it would give you that much as long as you like managed to win the battle or whatever. And so you would just like sit there and farm that by just getting annihilated over and over again. And then you would win. And then you're like, ah, yes, 600 levels. Holy, look at this, Chad. Wait, is this fucking, wait, hold on. No. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask. Like, is that Spawn? Like, it kind of looks like Spawn, but I also think it's not. But I'm not sure. It may be. It might just be Spawn. The fact that 3 of you just asked in rapid suggestion if this is Spawn leads me to believe that maybe the answer is yes. It's totally Spawn, the boot. Okay, okay. You know what? Then yes, I just got Spawn. That's what happened. Indeed, indeed. That's correct. Okay, we're getting to the bottom. We got the naked hobo from Dark Souls. Not actually, but like legally distinct Spawn, exactly. We got another wizard woman, dear reader. Broken sword, me too, buddy, me too. Yeah, that's what they say. You know what? It happens to every guy once in a while. Oh my god, the smell. The resin, like, the resin smell from this box is so strong. Okay, we got another cloud. I'm gonna just, like, get rid of the ones that I've seen before, because we're getting some dupes now, finally. Another wizard lady. Couple small ones, another cloud. Ooh, this one's new. Like a dwarf cleric or something. Unclear. Yeah. Got like a rosary in his hand. Oh, that's a little bit hard for you guys to see. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see, what do we got here? Ah, it's another wizard with scroll. I'm just gonna like scoop a bunch of them up into my hand. That's gonna be easier. Oh, there's a broken sword. Perhaps this belongs to a lady. Okay, we got some like broken spiky flails. Okay, got it. Ooh, we got a Moogle with a sword. Hell yeah. That's very adorable. Warrior Moogle. You love to see it. Honest, yeah. Yeah. Very cute. Oops. That's fine. Oh, there's another one. Another one, but in red. Kupo! Oh! What is this? Oh, it's a fucking bulldog! Oh, it's a bulldog companion with a sword and a backpack? Okay. Okay. You okay, game. These boots are tied and you're finally feeling it. Well, thank you for stopping by and thank you for the raid. I hope you had fun and good luck in Lies of P. And remember, you did tell me that your favorite weapon is the gunblade. This is amazing. This is great. This doggo is everything. Okay, I'm just gonna like tilt this out into my hand because it's getting hard to scrape in the bottom. Bow, wow. It's just straight up a cube of resin. Ooh, we got ourselves a fancy like elf bandit. Let's go. Welcome to the database, Void and Reaver. I hope you enjoy your stay here. Very cool. Very cool. With that ominous voice, I go to sleep. Rest as commanded. Yes, take care of that mortal shell. Just got a hand and a hammer. Got it. Love that. Love that for us. Sword, a very fragile looking bird. This is extremely thin. Wow, wow. Ooh, a Moogle on the, oh, it's like the save Moogle. He's got the like textbook and the quill. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, he's like, his little butt is like on the, oh my God. Yes. Yes. Incredible. Love it. Sword Moogle. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, this is just a woman melted into melted into the abyss. Fair enough. Splorching out of a wall, maybe, you know? Another save Moogle. All right. Well, that was my haul. New Siren Mermaid. Yeah, exactly. That was my haul from 1 pound of miscast miniatures. That was so fucking many miniatures. Holy. Like, I knew it was gonna be, but that was a lot. That was a lot. There was a lot of stuff in here. And now it's all going back for the moment because I don't have a good storage for it. How many of them do I think I'll paint? That depends on how, what's the word I'm looking for? How proactive I'm gonna be. I certainly am not gonna paint a bunch of the duplicates, right? Like, I'm not gonna paint Cloud Strife like 8 times. But, you know, it could be fun to paint like some of the Moogles and Cloud on stream. Maybe paint some of the like, you know, the like monster ladies, or like maybe that big, maybe this like big angel wing one. That would be like cool to do on stream. I guess it just depends on how enterprising I want to be. Because, you know, yeah. So I don't know, some, a bit, a few, a bit. But like price-wise, huge bargain. Understandable, yeah. Like getting all this shit in here. Tonberry, you know. Okay, that's everybody except Big Wing Boy. And Big Wing Boy, I'll just like put in at the top. I'm not gonna close it because that'll probably fuck up the wings, but they mostly all just went back in whatever order I put them in. Good enough. Okay. Would you believe if I told you that's not even all? That's just most of it. That is most of it. That's all the minis I bought and all the dice I bought. We'll give another... Oh, I didn't put Yoda in there. All right. Well, that's fine. I'll give another spin just to, you know, just to win, so to speak, if you will. However, What else I got was, this one's pretty quick. So this was a gift. Oh boy, that's shiny. This was a gift. It's called The Gang, and it is actually quite a fun, easy party game. I was just thinking maybe the ones you decide not to paint can become part of a horror setup where the adventurer walks into a room and they see the misprints, like landing in Expedition 33. Oh, that could be fun. Yeah. This is a cooperative poker game where you play Texas Hold'em, except the goal, instead of betting, is whenever you would be betting in a normal Texas Hold'em game, as in after the pocket, and then after the flop, and then after every card after that, you instead take a token representing how strong you think your hand is in order from weakest to strongest. And you're not allowed to communicate anything about your hand to any of the other players. And so basically, the goal is to correctly order the relative strengths of the hands of all of the players at the end of each full hand. And your main clues have to do with, like, if and when people are changing what they think their relative hand strength is. So, like, if they start out and say they have the strongest hand, and then it, like, kind of downgrades over time, it means they probably had a high start but nothing solid. Whereas, like, if they started low and then they went high and then they fought really hard for the high, it means they probably have a good combo with the cards that are what is it, part of the river, the publicly available cards. And yeah, it's really fun, really entertaining. Oh, you know what? We're gonna put these down here and then refocus them down here. There we go. Since we're not doing minis anymore. Anyway, fun game. Taught it to some friends just over the weekend, or not over the weekend, just the other day. And they had fun with it as well. So that was quite fun. That was a gift from Mod Opt. So highly recommend if you are into sort of like fun games that are pretty easy to learn, that are cooperative rather than competitive. I tend to shy away from a lot of competitive games these days. Not all of them, but a lot of them, because they usually last so long that, like, sometimes people get really salty, myself included. Especially if it's the type of game where you know that you lost, half an hour into a 2-hour game. Gets really boring, to be perfectly honest, especially to watch the player that you know is probably going to win anyway spend 10 minutes on their turn, while you're sitting there like, yeah, I get it. Like, I get it. I've already lost, bro. I don't know. Whereas cooperative games, like, everybody's trying to win, and I just find that a lot more entertaining these days most of the time. So yeah, big fun playing that game. Very glad I got introduced to it. It's kind of a perfect casual game, and yet game that is, like, fun to play repeatedly, which is great contender for games. And then finally, moving on to the final thing I purchased, which is, like, very peak me, both in its aesthetic and also in that it's very Seattle coded. This is a cyberpunk / synthwave tarot deck. And tarot is not something that I have any experience with, but I think it's cool. I think it's neat. And so we have these extremely shiny cards. With lots of fun art. Actually, wait, maybe I can turn this off. That might be better. Give it a little bit less glare. Maybe. All right. We got this fool cat that's got what do you call this? Equalizer bars in his ear. We've got the magician. We of course have the Emperor, which is very me pilled. This guy's looking big vampire vibes in his big high rise. And we have the Hierophant, which is like a tech lich priest gentleman. Big fan of that. We got the Lovers, which is just like two people in VR headsets totally wiped out on the ground, possibly naked. Twitch, don't look too closely at that one. We have the classic Akira slide on the chariot, as one does, as you would expect. Got Strength. Beautiful woman with this white tiger. We have the Hermit, which is definitely not just me sitting here with all of my monitors and all of my bling. We've got the Wheel of Fortune with definitely a tiefling and some kind of lady. The Hanged Man. This guy just looks cool. He's just got vibes, you know? He's got the vibes. Now this is why I say it's Seattle pilled. This is the death card. Sorry, I just got such a kick out of that. I just can't. Fuck me. All right. Anyway. But yeah, got a lot of cool cards, you know. I also got a guidebook to go along with it to explain the meanings of all of the different cards. You know, all sorts of stuff like that. Zawarudo, which is definitely like a mind flayer in a vat. Yeah. Anyway, lots of cool art, lots of really nice imagery, looks really fun. So anyway, yeah, it was a fun purchase. Glad I bought it. Again, I don't know shit about tarot, but I know some people that do, and I know some people that really like it, so. Oh, that makes a satisfying sound. And with that concludes my show and tell for all of the stuff I bought at PAX. That was my haul, a shitload of minis, some really sick dice sets, a tarot deck, a board game that I was gifted, and a handful of pins. I feel like this is about the most Grybok-centric set of purchases one could expect to find. So I'm living up to my expectations. Whoop, excuse me. Yeah, so generally speaking, had fun at the con, spent a lot of time in the tabletop section, mostly just trying out different tabletop games and also shopping. Checked out the main hall several times, did not buy pretty much anything in there, but you know, it was what it was. Yeah, so I'm trying to decide, like, if I want, like, what do I want to do? You know, to be perfectly honest, I might just call it here, you know, just a 3-hour stream, all about one thing, all of our show and tell right before ads come back. That might make sense, you know. Other than that, 3-hour stream and fumes. Yeah, exactly. I'm probably gonna be playing quite a long time on Friday because we're gonna be playing Silk Song on Friday. So I might save some of my gamer energy for that. If you want to play Silk Song and get ahead of me, you have all tomorrow. And I will be starting in the afternoon on Friday, probably 1, but maybe 2 p.m. Pacific. Let it gas off safely. Yeah, I can let it gas off in a separate room with good ventilation. Not directly under my face like this camera. So yeah, I think we're just gonna call it there. I think you know, we did one thing. I don't really have anything else planned, so it'd probably just be playing Overwatch. And you know, I know that a lot of you don't necessarily care that much about Overwatch. So unless anybody like super wants to watch me play Overtilt, I'll probably just do that offline and see you guys on Friday. Let's see who we have going right now for a raid and what they are doing. Speaking very stiltedly because, of course. Who should I raid? Oh, let's see. We'll raid Hyrule Dragon. She is a sweetie and she's just getting started, which is perfect timing. Perfect timing, if I do say so myself. Because that means she's not gonna quit. So anyway, give her a check out and we'll be back on Friday with some Silk Song. I hope you guys had fun and yeah, have a good rest of your week. We'll see you in a couple days.